So I'm here at Bramley Motor Cars, and they're actually not that far away from my house. I don't really know that much about cars, but I've been going past this place so often, and they have a Porsche 911 Dakar. And as you know, I did the Dakar rally back in 2006. I only did 5 days, broke my hands. I've convinced them to let me have a drive of their Dakar car. So this is my first step into motor vehicles.
Come on, Charlie, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm going to give you a quick whiz round,
yeah.
And we're going to have a look at our Porsche Dakar, I think. So
I know, I'm very excited about that. It's one of the most kind of iconic Dakar cars, really, which had the Rotherham's
super interesting car for Porsche to make. Yeah. I think it was originally launched as a little bit of perhaps a gimmick, to be fair. And I think it's actually transitioned into something quite different, which is what we'll have a look at today.
Perfect. So, yeah. Well, let's have a look. I've been driving past this so many times.
Yeah.
And I've never kind of come in.
Well, welcome. This is perhaps a bit more like someone's living room than it is a car showroom.
It's beautiful. I mean, the incredible amount of cars you have here.
A few bikes as well. We're sort of we're dipping our toe in. We're dipping our toe in.
The Speed Twin is always a nice bike. If you're dipping your toe for the first time in a motorcycle, you've got your license, want a big bike.
Yeah.
Then this is something really nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh my God! I went to the factory of this, and you can order these, and they'll do it to any car color, whatever, and they'll match it to your car.
This is an interesting thing. It's obviously a total beast, but it's a Bentley edition. They made 500.
Wow! Look at all this! Holy moly! God, it goes on forever.
We normally try and pack them in. We're a little bit light at the moment. So,
really?
We should put our buying hats on. And
how do you get any more in here?
With great difficulty and care, to be honest. But
jeez, that is a lot of cars.
Pretty Porsche heavy. We've got some older stuff just here. Some old V8s.
Well, you've got a bit of everything here, haven't you?
We buy everything from GI Yaris's to 812 GTSs, which you can see there, and everything in between, and we just try and find the best examples of those cars that we can.
Yeah. So if you're going to buy that car, you want to buy that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's probably the best V8 Vantage out there at the moment. Expat car. It's just been fully restored by RS Williams, who are, I would say, the best in the business for doing that stuff. The one on the right-hand side is a homage to the car from Living Daylights. And what's nice about it is it actually wears that registration number. So that was the reg from the film. So if you were a hardcore Bond fan, that is the car.
That's the car.
So yeah.
Wow. Well, let's have a look at this Dakar car, shall we?
Here she is.
Whew. They're a lot bigger than 911s than they used to be.
It's a big car, yeah. And the 992 series, which is what this is, effectively they all used a wider chassis platform. On some of the previous gens, you'd have slim-bodied and wide-bodied. 992 were all the same size.
Yeah.
So effectively, the skin of this is a 4 GTS, 992 4 GTS.
Okay.
Which is a great platform, and then they've basically bulked it up and done lots of trick bits and bobs and made it really cool. I think the colour's really nice. This was a colour that was for the Dakar, shade green. The underpinnings are actually a really nice car. And what I touched upon at the start, I think what was launched as perhaps a little bit of a gimmick, in truth, because no one is actually going to go and use their 992 to cross the Dakar as much as they think they might. It's actually become a great car for the Surrey roads, and that's what people have discovered, or wherever it is you live.
Well, it's just that little bit more robust, isn't it?
Exactly that.
But this is beautiful. This is really nice. But it's funny to do my first review of a car, to do with the Dakar because it's something I did back in 2006 on a motorcycle. Sometimes envied the cars because they had a navigator, and on a motorbike you don't have a navigator, you do feel a bit vulnerable.
I can absolutely imagine. Yeah, you've certainly got a little bit more protection,
especially when the fast. Because in the afternoon the big trucks and fast cars pass you.
What were you riding when you did that?
I was in a BMW 650 thing, but it was a very underpowered beast, really. Before I was reading up about them, obviously, it's like at its maximum height, it's kind of like 80 mil higher, or suspension travel 80 mil more than a standard Porsche. And you have all the off-road settings. It can do gravel, sand, it can do all that kind of stuff. But a bit like Range Rovers and stuff, I'm not sure if I spent £250,000, I'm not sure I'd take it on a dirt road. Should we go for a spin?
100%. What do you want to do? Do you want to jump in first? Want me to jump in first?
I'll jump in first. How about that?
Go ahead.
Let's go from the off. It's nothing like Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. It's very minimalistic, isn't it?
Everything's a bit more hidden on this series, but it's got plenty of tech, to be fair.
Yeah.
So they're all numbered as well, which is quite nice. So this is number 1439
of 250
to 2,500 globally. I think there's about, they never quite release it, but I think there's about 200 UK cars. So there's not a huge amount of them. Twisty key thing next to your right hand side.
Oh, okay.
And it's foot on the brake and away you go.
Wow. That's nice. It's a lot of tech, isn't it?
It's a lot of tech. It's quite nice if you look on the doors here, kind of like Dakar style. You've got this reinforcement down the bottom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that if you do, have a pretty big smash or you roll it, this is all locked into the side of the car here. So you do have a bit of extra rigidity.
So you've got a cocoon.
Yeah, so it's not just
in.
a load of cosmetic rubbish. They have actually put, quite a lot of underpinning into it, I think.
I love the dial. I love the fact that they've kept the rev counter
old school,
but everything else is nice and clean as well. I love the noise.
It's cool, isn't it? It's proper like raw.
It feels like it's that there's. It's pretty much empty in the back, right?
It's pretty much empty. And one thing I would say is that versus a 4 GTS, because this is the same chassis, same engine. It is just all bulked up. There's a lot more noise, and I think it's because when you look at that rear sill at the back, there's big radiators, there's induction. I think you're hearing all of that as well, which makes it sound a bit sort of more rugged.
But then I think you're buying into all of that, though, aren't you? One, you're buying something that's iconic, because everything is about history, isn't it? In the car and the motorcycle world, the more history
100%.
that something has, the more valuable the vehicle is, right? So this comes from, was it 84, 85? 84 is when they won the Dakar Rally. And it's no mean feat to win it in Africa as well. I mean,
just to complete it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some people say to get to the start line, you've won.
Yeah, I can
and they
believe
say
that.
every day after that is
well,
and I hold on to that as someone who only did 5 days, and is on average around 800 kilometers a day.
Oh my God, through the desert. I mean, it's unbelievable.
But and it's not just desert, but it's all the terrains that they can throw at you. But it's relentless. Oh, that sound. Ooh.
It's cool, isn't it? What mode are we in now? Are we in just normal?
Normal, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, by all means, leave it in that if you want to have a fiddle on with the bits and bobs.
Sport,
and then there's rally. Rally's like, let's go. I think it's cool for a Dakar. I mean, maybe not all the time, but.
It's the noise.
It's really cool,
nice.
Isn't it?
It's lovely, really nice noise.
I don't know what you think. I don't even think it's that intrusive on the road noise.
No.
I don't think it's any different.
I think the noise back here is more of an issue, isn't it? I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to sit and drive to. I mean, well, you drive to Inverness, but then you'd have the whole West Coast.
You would have.
So it would be worth that little bit of pain up the motorway.
And do you know what? I imagine. I personally feel that from a bucket seat perspective, I think Porsche do it better than anybody else. Yeah. I think these are actually, once you're in them, don't get me wrong, they're a little bit tricky to get into and get out of. Certainly more so than a comfort seat, but they're quite comfortable once you're in. They're quite nice.
It's built to do a bit of off-road.
Yeah, it is, and it's more than capable of doing it. I've seen a couple of guys. They've done some sort of 992 Dakar days out where they do, green laning and stuff like that, and the cars are uber capable of doing it, which I think is nice. So if you're not going to do that and you're going to buy it just to knock around in, you've got no issues, So if you want to fiddle on with the paddles, then you hit M down there is M for manual, and then you can use it's got a great PDK box. Is probably the best double clutch gearbox out there, I would have thought.
God, it just sits on the ground, doesn't it?
It's mega.
Oh, it's one of those cars that really would just be very difficult on your driving license. Yeah. Oh, I know this one.
This is sharp.
Great on the.
This is it's not a track car, but I'm sure if you put some decent tyres on it, It eats it up though, doesn't it?
It does. It's lovely. It's very responsive as well, and that steering. It's that slightly heavy steering. Makes it all a lot more accurate driving. And as you were saying, it's something which is becoming more popular, this car. People are kind of seeing it for...
I think it was always popular. I just think that people's eyes have been slightly open to what it actually is good for, as opposed to perhaps what they thought it was going to be good for beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, it was this kind of gimmicky, really cool, oh, look, look at this, 4-wheel drive. But actually what it's turned into is a very usable car. You know, it just eats stuff up. And as we've seen, we can have some fun in it. It's still a sports car. It still has the DNA of a 911.
Yeah.
It's just perhaps a bit more capable where other 911 iterations.
It's more of an adventure thing, isn't it?
Sure. 100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A bit like an adventure motorcycle in some ways.
I was going to say,
it does a bit of everything
perhaps
well.
a bit like your Desert X, where it's a great bike to drive on the road, but if you want to go and do some green lanes or whatever it is, it would handle them. And I think this is probably the same.
And the DNA of it is the Dakar Rally.
It is.
It's part of Porsche's history. Having gone into the Dakar Rally for a period of time and actually smashed it and won.
Yeah.
People often say that if there's too much technology, you're taking away the spirit of the car. But I think in modern day, if you have all this technology, it makes a not such a good driver safe.
Yeah.
And if you are a really good driver, you can use all of the electronics to advantage.
100%.
A very similar kind of way on a motorcycle. So I can see that. And just to say thank you very much for letting me drive this car. And this is my first little dabble into sort of sports cars.
Well, the good news is we've got 50 more in stock, so if you fancy doing any others, then
do some more. Yeah, exactly.
Keep everyone busy for a while. Yeah.
Wow.
We're doing left at the end here. Yeah, she's got some go. Yeah.
Bloody hell, it really does bite. I'm much more practiced now at getting out of the car.
Gracefully
that
done.
was graceful. Yeah. That was brilliant. Thank you for. It's
been a pleasure. Thank you
for letting me have a go.
No problem at all. No problem. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
I did.
Well, that was really interesting. That Porsche 911 Dakar brought back lots of memories about doing the Dakar Rally. It's thoroughbred, it's history, and that's what I think cars like this are all about. It's about the history of where it came from, the reason why they built it, because of what they did back in the 80s. And I think it's one of these Porsches, in actual fact, it does a little bit of everything really well, a bit like an adventure motorcycle. It does everything really well. It'll sit on the highway, it'll sit on a dirt road, it'll sit on twisty roads, it'll have, all of that will be great fun. The noise is like a cacophony of music. You almost don't need to have a radio in there. The noise is enough, it's perfect.